take a look at some of the successful finishes that they have had. They were third in 2023. That was their World's debut as a team. So this team has actually only existed for 2 short seasons. You know, Woodlands Elite is known for having lots of talented teams take the world stage. So they have fielded teams in multiple divisions across the championship. So this team is relatively new, only 2 seasons under their belt, but they had a really strong podium finish in 2023. And I know that they're excited to be back on the podium here in 2025. Now, a fun fact about the Red Angels, I heard that they call their full outs air shows. How clever is that?
That is pretty cool. I like that.
I like that. I feel like sometimes in the gym there's a stigma when you hear the coach say full out, right? Do you get that groan from your kids when you say it's time to go full out?
We do, but I don't want to. I don't want to let our kids have that mentality. So sometimes when we go, hey guys, we're gonna do full outs, we make them like cheer.
Yes.
So they're not allowed to groan when we say full out. So they have to go, yay!
Well, I think that Woodlands did a great job in turning that word full out into something fun with air shows. And look, they seem very excited to take
Who doesn't
the
get
floor.
excited in front of a camera? Like, you see the camera, you just can't help yourself. You gotta wave.
Hamming it up.
Let's go. Say hi, Mom.
I feel like the energy is good backstage. Just another thing, every single team takes that kind of backstage moment differently, right? There are some people that really need to lock in and focus and bear down. And then there's other people that are silly goofying around backstage.
Here we go. So we have the Red Angels coming up next. After that, we have A-Team from Spirit of Texas. We have Atomic from ATA. Peach coming up. Lady Jags and team I'm really looking forward to, Bombshells. They have been kind of undercover this season. They're going to be really, really good. And then again, F5 Maryland Twisters rounding out the division.
Yes, and again, this is such a deep, stacked divisions. We already saw the Fierce Cats go. We've still got 7 teams left in the senior medium all-girl. And like we said earlier, this division is truly a toss-up. They have the top athletes in the nation competing on these teams, and really it's anyone's ball game. Now the world scoring system kind of resets every day, right? So we're here in semifinals. In some of the divisions they're fighting for a spot in finals, just depending on how deep those divisions are, but they get to put on their semifinals performance today, kind of get those jitters out, right? And then the scoring resets tomorrow for finals.
Yeah, so today's performance, like you said, get the jitters out. You know that you're going to make finals in this division, so you're really just trying to get some feedback from the judges, get a good routine out there on the stage, and then you can reset for tomorrow and be really ready to go.
Absolutely, and let's see those Woodlands Elite Red Angels take flight.
Red Angels keep
out.
position.
See you.
Division, same mission.
Okay, here we go. Now, when I think Woodlands Elite, the first thing I think is tumbling, and that is on display right now. Doubles up the front, doubles across the floor. These girls are ready. 1 to fulls like they're easy. Let's go.
That is the thing. They make these skills look easy. When you watch so many of them, you're like, I could probably do that at home. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably cannot. These skills are incredibly difficult, and they are doing them with flair, style, and grace.
Here we go. Like I said, I think of tumbling first, but the stunts, they're stunting right now. They're going.
Yes.
Into some pyramid elements.
In this routine, you're going to see multiple pyramid elements throughout the routines, which is a little bit different structure than some of their competitors. So it's really interesting to see the way that they put this together.
All right, let's see what they get into next. Got 2 to doubles, 2 to fulls right there. Really good job. And they're going.
Look at the coaches, excited, they're with it. You can always tell when another skill is coming up from the coach's reaction because they're very excited, but then they kind of shy down a little bit, hold their breath, wait to see how that skill's gonna hit.
Are we getting to the back handspring half ups of the heel stretch? TikTok with a quarter turn to scale. Really good job there. And here we go. They're feeling it right now. Oh, they're the Angels, so they got to get the wings out.
I love a good creative choreography moment.
Beautiful job with the quick double baskets. Awesome job, ladies. They're going. Zeros are up. So we're going in the pyramid. Love the transition. Back over the half twist. 2.5 high transition. They look really solid right now.
They do. The energy is still high, which is really hard to get to at this point in the routine, right? You're kind of running on an empty tank, but you still know that you've got to hit these final structures, and I feel like they're doing a great job of keeping the crowd behind them.
And so that twist hand in hand. Pop through with the quarter twist. Backflip with the half twist. And they did it. Here we go. We're dancing, baby.
The dance is always so fun. Look at the energy. Vibes seem very high in the arena. They definitely have the crowd on their side.
Hey, the vibes is up. I love this. There we go. Parents are excited. Let's go.
Yes.
Red Angels with the hit, baby.
Great job, Woodlands Elite. You know, we talk about the athletes, we talk about the coaches, but the parents have actually put in a lot of hard work to get their athletes here as well, and they deserve a spotlight too. So shout out to all of the parents who got your athletes here. We are just excited that you have been behind them this whole time.
Yeah, fun fact, I was actually on a flight on my way here with a Red Angel. I saw her and her mom, and I thought, I'm covering your division.
You were like, hey girl, I'll
Yeah.
see you later.
Yep.
Let's take a look at these stunts. Beautiful execution all the way up to the top on those skills. And check out this creative transition down, and then they all join back together for this inversion.
Yep. Pop up with the half twist right here. Really good job. And I like how they go straight into this pyramid structure right here. So we're going to see this throughout a lot of these routines today. And I like this. They set this up, they transition out just so they can get in their spots for the back handspring half up. Really good job, really good use of the floor creativity there.
Yep, and as you can see, they've always got moving elements. So even while they're in those stunts, they've got multiple tumblers coming through that formation, always showing out those elite tumbling skills.
Yep.
So there's really never a stop moment in this routine.
Yeah, everyone's doing something. Get us those points.
Here they go, moving into that pyramid structure.
And I didn't get to say this during the live routine, but that was a great bow and arrow there in the middle of the pyramid. Really good job with flexibility. Into these rewind the straddles. That's where they transitioned up to the hand-to-hand position, and then the pop through with the quarter twist.
And notice this pyramid structure takes every single athlete on the floor. That is kind of the max amount of people that you can get in the air. So they're doing a great job at getting all of those athletes up.
Yeah, now they're watching the routine. Girl on the bottom left, she looks happy. She's
She
like,
does.
yeah. And you know, I see another girl drinking that water. When I was an athlete, I would be completely my throat would like close up. I wouldn't be able to swallow anything. So I always drink so much water before a routine because I was like, I need to be able to like speak to my friends. But yeah, I love watching the routine, just being so happy and watching your performance, out there, all of your hard work pay off, especially on the world stage. Super cool.
I think I did the opposite of you. I would wait until after the routine, and I was the first person running off the mat to go get that water. I needed some hydration. Looks like good encouragement coming from the coaches. Some happiness there.
Yeah. Fun moments.
And it's so interesting, Woodlands Elite Red Angels actually got a brand new routine halfway through the season. So they have only been working kind of half the time, you could say, of some of these other teams at perfecting this for Worlds.
Didn't show. They look great out there. They absolutely look great.
They did. And Woodlands Elite, they are based out of Texas, and they are known for building up some of the lower level athletes throughout their program to help feed those routines. So, you've got to start. There are different levels in cheerleading. Here at the World Championships, most of these athletes are either level 6 or level 7 athletes, which is kind of the pinnacle, right? The highest level that you can reach. But there are other athletes that feed these teams, right? So you start at level 1, level 2, level 3, all the way up, which is super exciting. And Woodlands is one of those programs that's known for building a really strong base with some of those younger level athletes and pushing them up through their Worlds program.
There we go. Now let's see who we've got coming up next. Oh, taking the stage next, we have A-Team. Spirit of Texas, super excited for this routine. Really good routine, and they just bring that clean Spirit of Texas style that we're all used to. ATA Atomic, another heavy hitter in this division. This should be really exciting. This next part of the bracket, I mean, all these teams are exciting to watch. It really is. We are in for a treat right now.
Yes, I would venture to say that all of these teams have a very strong fan base behind them. There are Peach fans and Lady Jags fans, lots of F5 fans. I mean, every single one of these teams have a really strong fan base that reaches outside of their families and spectators, right? And so the venue is packed. Everybody is really pumped to see them take the stage for this semifinal performance. All right, and I think we've got Journey backstage with those Woodlands Elite Red Angels. Journey, how are they feeling?
Yes, I am with the Red Angels. It is you guys' first year in medium senior. How does it feel to finally compete in this division at Worlds?
It feels great. I'm very excited to see how we can compare to everyone else, and I feel like we're doing a very good job this season.
Yes, and we talked a little bit about this at Cheer Sport, but you call your full outs air shows. Please tell us way more about that.
So one day our coach was just like, okay, we're going to do 2 air shows, and we were like, an air show? And so like as we went on with the season, it kind of just gave us a more fun way to think about full outs, because when you hear full out, it's like, but when you hear air show, it's like, okay, let's do it.
No, I definitely get that. And how have been practices been leading up to Worlds? This is the biggest competition you will ever compete in. How's been practices?
They've done a really good job at making it so exciting. Like, we've always been playing around and being focused at the same time, though. And our stunts have been hitting so solid. Our timing is great. We've been focused on technique and difficulty and performance a lot.
Well, you guys look like you had so much fun out there. I wanted to hop on the floor with you guys. Good job today. Back to you, Jessica.
Thanks so much, Journey. Great job.